Hello. Today we will discuss Arthur Miller's treatment of the theme of the American dream in his play Death of a Salesman. Miller's salesman is entangled in a world of illusion created by himself and commits a lot of errors too. But the role of society, culture, and economy, and most importantly, destiny, cannot be ignored while blaming everything on Willie. Initial struggles for the settlers in America and then the World War pace glorified the American male who was strong and who could achieve everlasting wealth and happiness through sheer hard work and charisma. Protagonist of Miller falls short of all illusions he has developed for himself and for his children. However, he assumes archetypal importance of workers ignored by companies. His outburst is poignant and replicates the anguish of many workers across the world today who are laid off by their companies or are having the salary crunch. He says, "You can't eat the orange and throw the peel away. A man is not a piece of fruit." During Charles Dickens' times, workers were called hands because their hands symbolize productivity. But then the productivity and profit took over people. Lack of empathy in the entire corporate world and lack of understanding that every worker has a family made the worker an assembly line point from whom same productivity and output was expected, irrespective of personal or social crisis. Old value system of rewarding an industrious and loyal worker even during economic meltdown was forgotten under the pretext of a glamorous rule of perform or perish. Although Miller had clarified that he could also understand the business requirements of owners or companies, and the play in no way criticized capitalism, still the role of socio-economic culture as a brutal force emerges poignantly in the play. The false sense of national pride and being the primate among the global days sometimes is carried too far. Society, which places profit over people and money over mental health, ends up losing the battle. Cultural tools like television, literature, and motives and movies most of the time presents the glamour of urbanization, which leads the poor or the middle class to cities with dreams unlimited. They believe that those cities stand for plenty, and with their hard work and determination, they would grab a treasure. While some do actually find it, most get disillusioned. What one forgets is that dreams and nightmares both begin when one steps and goes into the state of semi-consciousness. In order to possess the future, many lose their present, and when they realize it, they are left with only past. The popular culture, which once talked about satisfaction, happiness in smaller things, family bonding, and empathy, suddenly started advocating $1 million life and power resulting out of money. People like Willie Loman do commit errors, but their errors are triggered by those cultural motives. Linda, wife of Willie, cries out words of sympathy for him. "Don't say he's a great man. Willie Loman never made a lot of money. His name was never in the paper. He's not the finest character that ever lived, but he's a human being, and a terrible thing is happening to him. So attention must be paid. He is not to be allowed to fall into his grave like an old dog. Attention must finally be paid to such a person." Crutch J.W. correctly points out that Willie is a victim of society, but he is a consenting victim and has accepted a false value system. He looks at his brother Ben as a hero, and his estimation of Ben is through his memory. He realizes his failures but downplays them and instead talks of grand design of success with work. He tells his son, "What's the mystery?" The man knew what he wanted and went out and got it. Walked into a jungle and comes out at the age of 21 and he is rich. The world is an oyster, but you don't crack it open on a mattress. The same dream and same stupidity and the same tragedy looks inevitable when Happy stands near the grave of his father and affirms to fulfill the same American dream. "All right, boy, I'm gonna show you and everybody else that Willy Loman did not die in vain. He had a good dream. It's only a dream to have to come out number one man. He fought it out there, and this is where I'm gonna win it for him." Present pandemic has created a lot of uncertainty over the future days. With the onset of e-marketing and online shopping, many, like Willy, whose life depended on retail sales and personal customer relations, would find themselves obsolete. Norms of social distancing and reduced movements might also impact their survival. While many would argue that people must develop new skills, it is easier said than done when one is in the middle of a crisis. The only hope moving past pandemic era is that leaders pay attention to grassroots issues rather than dreaming of making the nation great again. Thank you.